Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Library of Ruina. Alrighty, in this episode, we are gonna do a couple receptions. Shocking, I know. So, this first one, it has two parts. One is intended for real endgame, and the other is Urban Plague. So we're going to take it a little bit easy on the first part. We don't want to smash it too hard. After all, I have been being a little bit unfair to mods in the past. So, we're going to do our absolute best not to be grossly overpowered, even though all of our floors kind of are at this rate, and begin with the Hell Wrath Corrosion Victims. Temenigru. Whatever that means. Hopefully I didn't say something wildly inappropriate, but we'll see. Fiendish Bat. On a successful attack, inflict one fragile to target next scene once per combat page. Cowardice. Retreats if any of the librarians are equipped with key pages or combat pages from Urban Plague and above. Right. You remember how in the last mod, they just nerfed you? Yeah, this is the other more annoying way to do it. This also occurs if... Right. Okay, fine. Then I guess we'll try and set up something that is... What is it? From Urban Plague and above. So something below Urban Plague, I suppose. Alright. We'll set something up. Alright, I set up two fairly lazy and definitely not very strong decks. Hopefully we'll be able to do something with them. And then we got a bunch of cowardice. They restore some health. They inflict a lot of bleed. Alright, here we go. I'm sorry? You're not allowed to have passives, period? You're not allowed to have passives at all. Let's try this on for Sazan. You're literally not allowed to have passives in this fight, bro. All I'm gonna say is the mod dev who makes these particular mods, there's some things I don't agree with, and this is definitely one of them. So, having passives, not allowed. Epic. So, alright, let's see what we can do. These are relatively weak. I'm going to go for handling work. Then, I'm going to go... So, you're doing beaten to death. I'm gonna do daring decision. And then I'm also going to go for Law and Order just to get a little bit more damage out. Okay. Daring Decision. Didn't work for us at all. Okay, we do take a little bit of damage. Law and Order, we get some damage in return. I'm not going to feel bad at all for using a modded floors thing. Now we're going to go for your shield, and then I'm going to go for another handling work. That should do real easy damage. Let's do fend this off if you can. And then we will go for charge up. Excuse me, we will go for charge up. Okay, let's do that. Then this. Alright, go. Well, it'd help if we actually won our clashes. Handling work, getting a tiny bit of damage in. Your shield! Not quite winning the clashes. Charge up, which is unfortunately going to inflict paralysis on us. Then what we're going to do... I'm going to go for urging on Sally, because she's the only one who can currently refresh her deck to some extent. Plus, giving her more strength is always a nice thing. We're going to go for gut harvesting, and then fend this off if you can. Then, I'm going to go for non-stop assault and your shield. Okay, even with 2 strength, we're just not winning clashes at all. Okay, 2 strength, didn't matter at all. We do get a stagger of our own, albeit a little bit late. Okay. So we should be able to get a kill, no problem. Unfortunately, Vera is just about out of dice, and I think Sally is unfortunately out of time. No, we do actually manage to survive, at least for now. So let's see. You're not going for Sally. I'm going to go for Outburst. Take the 50-50 that we discard Stay Calm. Actually, we're just dead no matter what we do, unfortunately. Alright. Yeah, unfortunately, we gonna die to bleed. No, wait a minute. We're still okay. At least for the moment. Okay, beaten to death. We do lose Vera. Sally has potential here. No, maybe not. Alright, fine. We'll do this fight again. Yeah, I realize we just started. We haven't even gotten to the hard reception yet. I think forcing a player to make a certain deck to even play your mod is kind of lame, especially with how varied, because it's not just me. A lot of different people have a lot of different builds, a lot of different floors. Why make them go out of their way to change their deck when, let's be honest, most people are probably going to see, oh, they retreat if I'm using this kind of page. I'm just not going to play that mod. Like, it kind of seems like it's just hurting your own mod? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Well, let's try this again, shall we? Okay, daring decision this time is working out pretty nicely for us. Handling work is not gonna work out for us in the slightest, so we are gonna get a lot of damage. Also, multi-hit not quite working out for us. Alright, big shame. You know what? Hang on. We're gonna... You know what? Hang on. Wait. Let's make Sally really tanky, because currently she's the only one who can actually roll stuff. So, yeah, no. So, we're just going to go for double charge up. That way our hand is empty and we make use out of margin. I'm going to go for non-stop assault. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go for your shield. Then I'm going to go for your shield again. And then we'll go for handling work. Why not? It might work. Alright, never mind. It's not gonna work again. Your shield. Not gonna work against such high rolling dice. We are also gonna inflict ourselves with a little bit of paralysis. Hopefully we are getting close to inflicting some kind of status effect. I'm gonna go for curiosity. And I'm gonna do that on Vera. That way she has a little bit of card generation. Let's see. I'm just gonna go Law and Order to try and get a little bit of damage. We're gonna fend this off while you can. And then we'll do Stay Calm. We won't discard anything. That's fine. Let's go for Handling Work, because it's the only thing we can really do. The paralysis we inflicted on ourselves is unfortunately not going to do us a whole lot of favors right now. Law and Order doing a tiny bit of damage. We do manage to get a stagger, so that's one less person that we have to deal with, which is really, really, really going to help us out. Maybe Vera should just... Did I misunderstand this? Shuffle all pages into draw. If 2 or more pages were shuffled, draw 4. Okay, so it doesn't work exactly how I remember it working because of the... Okay, I see. I understand. Okay. In that case, I kind of just want to get damage on this guy, and then we're going to hope that that's enough to kill him. Well, it was very, very close, so we'll be able to kill him next turn relatively easily. And we also managed not to get staggered again. That's kind of surprising. We didn't draw at all? Oh, I see. Huh. Okay, I'm understanding what's happening. So, we're shuffling without actually drawing, so we're not getting the draw value. Because, and trust you me, I love pages that give us any sort of draw. Yeah, you really don't get any with these early game pages. Now, technically, you could offset that with passives, but we're not allowed to have passives, if you remember. So I guess we not doing that. Okay, we're going to go for your shield. Hopefully it's going to work. We're just going to go for weight up to get damage. And hopefully something here lands, although we are immediately going to get staggered. And we're going to get staggered again. Okay, so far so good. I'm thinking this is turning out real fine. We're going to fend this off while you can, and then I'm also going to go for a charge up. That'll make our hand empty, and it's possible we are going to lose a couple characters. Goodness, am I glad that's over. There's more? Bro, you're kidding me. Wait a minute. So, what? Hang on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. So not only does it lock you to emotion level 2, you're not allowed to have passives. You have to bring under Urban Plague, but also you're up against enemies who have much better dice than you, and you really don't have anything to back it up. Cool. Very cool. Epic. Wow. I gotta tell you, this mod is not off to a very good start in my eyes. I'm gonna remain semi-positive. But, so far, it's really off to a bad start. Now, I recognize that my decks are terrible, but let's be honest, early game decks without passives are never really going to be good. I mean, could my decks be better? Yeah, absolutely. I completely understand that. But, yeah, no. Also, what is that? Devil Axe. Offensive dice gain +3 power at a 30% chance. If this effect does not activate, deal roll value +3 bonus damage to self instead of target at a 35% chance. So he either gains a bunch of power or he hurts himself quite a bit. Okay, I'm following. I'm following. Okay, so I made slightly improved versions of the decks that we're using. Basically, they're all discard decks, save for Vera, who is using a Brawl and Scratch That combo to potentially nuke enemies. Unfortunately, hasn't gotten the opportunity to do that just yet, but hopefully that opportunity will come soon. So Shocking Blow has a very real chance to stagger us. Okay, let's see. So, if we double Outburst, we guaranteed get Stay Calm, and we also get 4 Light back. So, that sounds pretty good to me. Then, I'm going to go for a single Outburst here, and we're going to hope that's good enough. So, we do take 10. Really unfortunate, but not the end of the world, because we are doing damage in return. Handling work. We should win all of these clashes, no problem. Okay, Outburst doesn't quite work out for us. Let's see. Vera doesn't have the combo up just yet. Decisive Strike. Okay. Let's see. You know what? I'm just gonna go for Scratch That. I think it basically is our best option right now. And then I'm also going to go for Law and Order. Do scratch that. Let's do Outburst here. We guaranteed delete 1. Then we can use Stay Calm. Then I'm going to go for Outburst. That'll discard. We draw. Okay. Get a stagger. We don't have to worry about him. Scratch that. Doesn't quite work out for us, though we do get a lot of damage from it in the other dice. Okay, we don't get staggered just yet. Stay Calm is going to do a good amount of damage. Okay, all three of us are very, very close to being staggered. I'm going to go for Gamble, and it is just that, a gamble. Let's just try and get damage on him, although chances are we are about to get staggered. Gamble works out, albeit barely. That was actually very close. Okay, we get a lot of damage. We actually get a kill before we're staggered. Good, 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 good. Though we do lose one of our own characters, that's fine. We're close to staggering both of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a gamble. Then I'm going to try and go for a non-stop assault. If it works, we're going to hit with a Law and Order. Okay, gamble working out for us. Non-stop assault, unfortunately not. So Vera is going to be staggered, but we are going to be able to get a kill, no problem, this turn. So I'm just going to go for Outburst, and then we're going to go for Outburst again. Okay. And now we should be able to get the kill, no problem. You know what? Just dump everything. Dump everything. Very good. That's the fight. Really? This doesn't seem a little bit excessive? Okay. So, Brawl is not really gonna work for us. At least not yet. Okay, let's just try. You could argue I'm spreading my focus out just a little bit too much, and that might be hurting us. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we're not getting staggered. Because, especially with only 2 people left, a stagger is death. If target has status ailments, deal +2 damage with attacks. Otherwise, inflict 2 bleed next scene on a successful attack. Right. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we're not gonna get gamble value. We kind of just have to win the clash. Okay, we do get staggered on Sally, and considering she is our main person, and they're all going for her now, that's real unfortunate. We're going to go for handling work, and then we'll go for a wait up, just to restore a little bit of light. Okay, we kind of have to hope that Sally gets really good procs, otherwise this is game. Now, she did get 1 really good proc, although it was followed up with her taking 3 or 10 damage. Let's go for a gamble. Let's go for Fierce Onslaught. Then we go for handling work. We're really close to actually being able to use scratch that. Maybe we should wait. Because scratch that is going to do a lot of damage. They're not weak to blunt, but it would certainly help. Okay, that paralysis on us is relatively scary. We almost kill the corrosion. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go for an outburst just to try and win the clash. Vera, if you could go for scratch that, and then a weight up, that should take her out, no problem. Okay, unfortunately, we low-rolled everything. Scratch that, doing good damage. Weight up, taking out the corrosion. Okay, now let's go for 2 to 6. You know what? And we'll do Law and Order just to get some more damage there. Then I'm going to go for an Outburst to try and prevent a little bit of damage from happening on Vera. Okay, they seem to have a tendency to really just max roll, an 11 roll and a 12 roll happening on that dodge back to back. Very unfortunate. We're gonna go for it again. Then we're gonna go for Fierce Onslaught so that we get a little bit of roll value. Okay, that time they low rolled, luckily for us. Handling work, gonna be able to do a lot of damage, and then he also did low roll again. Now, we're going to go for yet another Outburst, but this time I'm going to follow it up with a Stay Calm so that we can get good damage, and then we'll do Weight Up and hope it's enough. Okay, we do get a Stagger, so he's as good as dead next turn. We don't get a second Stagger, but that's not the end of the world. We are getting real close here. I'm actually going to hold on Sally so that we can get a little bit of discard value. Let's go for handling work. That should work no problem. Unfortunately, if we don't kill him this turn, he is going to revive. I think we hold regardless. Just in case there's another wave, I really think it's a smarter play to hold. Okay, now, we do have our Brawl combo, so I'm going to go for Non-Stop Assault. Then, on Sally, let's go with a Gamble, and that should be good enough. There we go. We get the draw value. Vera gets the kill. It's still not over. What do you have? Silent Mist. Combat start, gain 3 protection. Okay. On use, get 2 light. Okay. So Vera's going to die. So just go Law and Order to try and prevent that. Let's do Outburst. Outburst again. Yeah, alright. Just gotta hope for the best. Okay, he hits for 9 damage. Very unfortunate. Vera does stay alive for now. Okay, we have the Brawl and Scratch That combo. So we're going to go for it. Hopefully, it's actually going to carry us to victory. I'm also just going to go for double Stay Calm, because at this point, we don't have much else going for us. We just need to go all in. Okay, unfortunately, Sally does go down, and the Brawl combo does not do enough. So you have to go through 3 waves of guys, and then you have to fight a mini-boss, all while being locked at emotion level 2, not being allowed to bring passives, and it has to be under Urban Plague. So... Oh, and you're locked to 3 people. You can't bring an entire floor. So, there is also that on top of it. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This, now, the page says that this is all completely achievable while using nothing but base game resources, The mod author says that they defeated this entire reception using nothing but base game, and I fully believe that. However, I gotta be honest, there's two parts to this. This first part is making me really not want to continue this mod. Maybe you sort of get where I'm feeling, or get where I'm coming from, but I feel that this mod is a very, you are either the ultimate min-maxer or you do not belong in my mod kind of scenario. You know what I mean? Like, it's sort of giving me that feeling. You sort of got that. Crowley wasn't nearly as bad as this one was, because Crowley, you know, it had its interesting parts, we'll say. But I really feel like locking you to a certain grade level of things that you can use, limiting you to 3 people, no additional floors, limiting you to emotion level 2, limiting you to no passives, and making it so you have to fight 10 characters back to back to back to back to back without any sort of, you know, hey, nice job. Because imagine if you had Pierre's on kill, you restore some health. That would help. Imagine if you had Jax, you restore 2 health at the end of every turn. That would help. Imagine, theoretically, if you did a lot more stagger damage. That would help too. But you're not allowed to have any of that. So... Hey, look at that, we won. Look, all I'm saying is, you're not the only one who could play unfair. I would like to actually see the second part of this mod, so... sorry. Also, that being said, I'm not going easy on this one. King of Liberation! If we have to use the Carmen combo again, I will. That's all I'm saying. That being said, King of Liberation. He has a lot of health, a lot of stagger resist. He has whatever that is. Mighty King of Legend. At the start of the act, summon 10 elites. At the start of the scene, if there are any living allies with 10 elites passive, all dice gain plus 10 minimum and maximum value. This character takes 10 less damage and stagger damage from all sources. And the first offensive die that would deal more than 0 damage to this character deals no damage or stagger damage. All dice gain an additional +1 minimum and maximum values, and this character takes 1 less damage and stagger damage from all sources for every living ally with the 10 elites passive. Whenever a mass attack is used against this character while there are living allies with 10 elites passive, respond with Heaven's Fall immediately afterwards. At the end of the scene when this occurs, become aggressive and proceed to the next phase. If this character suffers from a one-sided attack, become aggressive and proceed to the next phase. Cannot target allies. When this character has effects forcing them to target allies, target a random librarian instead. At the end of the scene, if no living allies with 10 elites passive remain, become aggressive and proceed to the next phase. Then destroy this passive. Crest of Flames. Upon successfully attacking an enemy, recover HP equal to damage dealt at a 25% chance. If this effect has been activated, additionally destroy all dice on target's page at a 25% chance. God-Shattering Star. All dice gain +3 maximum value for every abnormality page in target's possession. All dice gain +10 maximum value when clashing against ego pages, including mass attack and ego synchronization. Immune to immobilization. Curse Power. Takes no damage from erosion when hit. Recover HP and stagger resist equal to the amount of erosion on self. Cannot gain abnormality pages. Keen Intuition. All dice on ranged combat pages and mass attacks targeting this character lose 5 max value. All dice on ranged combat pages and mass attacks targeting this character lose 6 power for every other ally with 10 elites passive. Counterattack. Counter dice deal damage and stagger damage equal to the roll value upon winning a clash against a ranged combat page. All counter dice gain plus 5 power for every living ally with 10 elites passive. Heaven's Fall. Mass Summonation. When any dice from this page are rolled by the character without Crest of Flame, take 10 damage instead of activating their effects. Unused dice on this page gain power equal to the sum of strength and endurance on enemies. On hit, inflict 6 burn. Inflict 2 burn for every stack of strength and endurance on target, then purge them. Hero's Relic. Only 1 copy of this page can be held in deck. Breakthrough. On hit, deal 2... No. On hit, inflict 2 burn to all enemies. Counter dice, inflict 2 burn. On hit, inflict 1 burn. On hit, inflict 1 burn. Counter dice, inflict 1 burn. On clash win, add plus 2 power to next die. On clash win, inflict 2 burn. On clash 3 times. 2 ashes. Combat start. When inflicting burn using combat pages as seen, inflict 1 additional stack. On hit, inflict 1 burn 2 times. Might of the King. On hit, inflict 10 burn. On hit, inflict 2 burn to all enemies, inflict 2 burn. Inflict 1 burn up to 3 times. Conqueror's Ambition. Purge all status effects from self, deal additional damage for this scene equal to the amount purged, and inflict plus 1 stack of burn with combat page effects for every 10 stacks of purge status effects. I will give this one go. Win or lose, we're not doing it again. While this character is alive, King of Liberation receives certain benefits for every ally with this passive. If King of Liberation is defeated, this character dies as well. Cannot target allies. When this character has effects forcing them to target allies, target a random librarian instead. Condemned Wrath. All dice gain plus 1 power for every 15 HP missing. Not active while King of Liberation is alive. That makes no sense, because they die if he's dead. Cursed Power. Takes no damage from erosion when hit. Recover... Okay, we've already seen that. Cursed of Reagan. Upon successfully attacking an enemy, recover HP equal to 30% of damage dealt at a 50% chance, so they have a censored passive. Fail Not. If the value of target's fastest speed die is above 5, ranged combat pages gain max value equal to the speed of target's fastest speed die minus 5. Once per scene, inflict 1 fragile next scene on a successful attack. Canto. When using combat pages, add an evade die to the counter, 4 to 10. Yep. Okay, epic. Alright, let's see how we do. So, everyone gets 1 erosion. Unity Hope doing good damage. Okay, we take a little bit of extra damage. Alright, here we go again. This, you know what? In a weird way, this is like a true Unity versus reverse Unity kind of thing. The enemies have like a reverse Unity thing on, and then we have a true Unity. Kind of fun to think about. Again! Okay, Ruin Sky. Not entirely sure where that came from, but it did get Bong Bong killed, so that kind of sucks. Alright, let's think. We're gonna do... if we have 3 or more light... on Ivanko, we're then gonna go for Faded Memories. Okay, we're not gonna be able to hit Big Man. That's fine. We're going for Faded Memories. Then I'm gonna go for Unity Hope. I mean, apparently it offsets some things. And then we're gonna go for United March. Then over here, I'm gonna go for Unity, Shared Vision, Apocalyptic Flame. When any dice from this page are rolled without the character... Okay, so you're basically just gonna do 1,000,000 damage for free. Gotcha. Cool. Let's go for Fearlessness, just to get a little bit of healing. Then over here, we're gonna go for Trust. We're gonna go for Rationality. And then we are going to go for Bolster just to finish this guy off. Then, for you, I'm going to go for Mook. Then we're going to go for... we'll go Crystal Havoc because you are very likely to die at this point. And then we will go for Zelkova just to try and prevent some damage. Alright, we rolled a whopping 1. But we all draw. Okay, well there's Heaven's Fall, so never use Mass Attack page, basically. While we did get value out of it, to say it was worth it is an overstatement. Yeah, so that mod is for the best of the best of the best, sir. Yeah, that's for the people who, like, can solo the entire game with nothing but rats pages. Huh. You know what? I'm just gonna sum up my feelings. It's a bad mod. Next up is the Gray Tempest. Sentient combat AI. At the start, it's exhausting. It's shimmering. Exhausting. It's shimmering. Improved hulls. Take no damage from bleeding. Take half as much damage from status ailment. When using a page, gain 1 power for each 3 stacks of locking on target. At the start of the scene, inflict 1 locking to all enemies. Nanite Entity. At the start of each scene, mark a page with a upgraded mark for each 2 stack of nanite. Mark an extra page with an upgraded mark at emotion level 3 or above. When using a marked combat page, spend 1 nanite dice on that page, gain 1 power. After using 6 marked combat pages in a single act, enter Nanite Entity 2 state, which boosts the power of all dice by +1. Gray Tempest. At the start of the act, gain 10 nanite, gain current emotion level +1 nanite at the start of each scene, gain 1 nanite upon winning 5 clashes. Refit standards. Whenever the emotion level rises, use an auxiliary page in the following order: Reactor Booster, Shield Capacitor, Afterburner, Enigmatic Decoder, and Nanite Repair System. Enigmatic Encoder. A speed die with the lowest speed becomes untargetable. Loader Efficiency. Once per scene, when playing a ranged combat page, restore 1 light and draw 1 page. Combat pages whose default type is ranged do not exhaust on use. Enigmatic Engineering. Proceed to the next phase upon staggered. Proceed to the final phase upon death. Well, we haven't taken Gabura's floor out in a hot minute, so why don't we do that? Actually, what's a floor we haven't brought out in a long time? Maybe it's Yesod. Oh, which one have we not used in the longest time? I feel like we use Malkuth a lot. At least recently. You know what? I think it's Yesod or Gabura. I'm gonna bring Gabura. Let's bring Gabura. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, so far, clashes are working out relatively in our favor, though we do have to remember she does have 1,000 health that we're going to have to get through. We almost win that clash. Intimidate is going to give us quite a bit of strength. The will of the city is going to work against those counter dice. Unfortunately, we are weak to slash, so that is going to hurt quite a bit. We roll a 14, and Will of the Prescript is going to get us a lot of juicy page drawing. I couldn't remember that. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Oh, no. I like, brushed my foot against my dog. Oh. My poor pupper. But he's a little bit freaked out because it's getting close to the 4th of July and people are already setting off fireworks, so he's a little nervous, but he'll be alright. He's with me, he's safe and sound inside, and he's got his toy. Now then, Nanite Entity 1-5, okay, Nanite, yes, wait, what? If the character has 0 Nanite at the end of the scene, become immobilized at the start of the next scene. Oh. Reactor Booster. Restore 1 light upon using a marked page whose original cost is 2 or higher. Spend 1 nanite at the end of each scene. And then locking. Reduce all speed dice values by half of the stack. If the stack is 7 at the end of the scene, add lockdown to hand and remove all stacks. Okay, counter dice a little bit strong. Unfortunately for her, Gabura is doing a ton of damage. After all, that is kind of her specialty. Our counter dice are not going to work out for us. Upstanding Slash does get through those pages, no problem. Continuous Battle does not land. Very unfortunate. Overspeed also doesn't land. Okay, we do get a probing attack and a little bit of bleed. Not that it's going to do too much because she is only taking half effectiveness from it. Now then, I think it's time for the role of the wolf on Mr. Evoknight. After all, he does have the best counter dice. Speaking of, I'm just going to go for Agonizing Wail. And then the counter dice should do the rest. I want to go for healing on him, on Myra. But that's not going to work. So, we could technically, Thinking. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Oh, Giga Cannon. Forced exhausts when used. Dice on this page and the page clashing with it are unaffected by power gain or loss. Ooh. That's, okay. So you have more speed than me, so how about we try and win it by getting a little bit of haste? Then let's have some fun! Let's see, we're at 12, so we could do Continuous Battle. That'll allow us to draw. Then... we could do Smoke Armor. I think we're going to. We're just going to try it. Then we're going to do Upstanding Slash to try and reduce some damage being done. And because we're not going to be able to win any clashes, we're just going to move on. Then let's go for a... Okay, you do have a status ailment. You also have Shield Capacitor. Resistance to a random break damage type changes to Endure for the scene. If the emotion level is 4 or higher, changes to Resist. Oh, I see. Okay. You know what? Let's just try... Let's just try this for now. Okay, Shadowrun does prevent a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, a lot of our other stuff is not going to work. Our counter dice, however, being very, very effective and inflicting a good amount of fragile for next turn. Agonizing Wail is going to do some damage. Let's have some fun! Tries to get through all the counter dice. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. And her counter dice completely offsets Gabura. We do get a little bit of burn, but again, it's not going to do a whole lot. Smoke Armor is going to allow us to recover a little bit of health. Now, let's think. We could go Claws of Savagery on Roberta. Okay. Now, let's think. Lockdown. While this page is in hand, gain nullify power status. Lower this page's cost by 1 at the end of each scene. Huh. Uh-huh. I see. Okay, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I'm going to go for Guidance of the Gears, and then we're going to have Gabura try and match that instead. Technically we could go for Great Split. I actually don't want to. We don't have any counter dice ready to go. We could go for Probing Attack right here. Let's see. We do get Raging Sandstorm, which I think I want to do. And then we can also go for a Shadowrun to gain more haste. Then over here, we're just going to try... Actually, this gains an extra power because she is below 50%. Then we're going to go for Operation Instruction. So we naturally get a counter die. Yeah, you know what? Let's bump up the counter die just as much as we can. Then, Gabura, you're going to try and get some damage in. It's okay if you don't. Try. Okay, us buffing up our counter die was a really good idea. Gabura does get her damage through, so she is going to get that strength. Our +1 is not going to be enough for the damage that's coming in. Okay, we're taking a little bit more damage. Snake Slit does manage to get through. Shadowrun, we're going to gain some haste. More Snake Slit, we're doing good damage. Storming forth. Okay, and then we managed to get a spear. She's actually getting really, really close to that supposed phase 2. So we'll see how that goes when the time comes. But for the moment, we are getting relatively good damage. I'm kind of curious if she's just going to heal it back up, though. And so begins our onslaught. I think we actually nailed that. Okay, Myra's dead. Rip. Okay, everything will be fine. Everything is fine. Okay, Cobalt Scar did not work for us basically at all. Berserk is hitting us quite hard. We do end up getting staggered. Upstanding Slash is going to manage to get through. We managed to get a Probing Attack. You are staggered. And unfortunately, we are not doing any damage. So this is nothing more than Light Show. Man, that would have done so much damage. What? Menial Nanite Drone. Take no damage from bleeding. Defensive dice power +2. Offensive dice power -1. Speed is fixed at 1. Recombining. Oh. Oh, you're trying... So, I see. So, she's literally like a construct of like thousands of little nanite things. Okay. Honestly, that's kind of cool. We're going to go for Manifest Ego. Obviously, I think it's just the play. Then we're going to go for Focus Spirit. I'm going to go for Upstanding Slash. And then I'm going to go for a Free Spear, so we reduce our costs a little bit. We're not going to gain any extra power, so unfortunately we are just going to have to deal with that. We'll still try and do what we can, though. I'm going to go for Overspeed. Then we can go for an Intimidate. And we go for another Intimidate. And hopefully that'll be enough to get us through. Now, I can't help but notice that they have some kind of, like, timer on them, which is a little bit scary. I'm so tempted to go Mountain of Corpses, but I'm not going to, despite everything. All allies recover. Ooh, you know, I'm kind of tempted to take that as well. I think we're going to go for Instincts. Yeah, we're going to go for Instincts. And I'm going to do it on Roberta. Then we're going to go for Dipsia. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to immediately go for Dipsia. Could technically go for Scenery of the First Day. However, I could really, really use the healing. Now we're no longer stopped. Now what is this? Recombining. Gray Tempest will be recombined in one scene. Right. Had a feeling. So, yeah, we need to try and get as many kills as possible. So that being said, what if we just hit them all? Okay, so 2 drones managed to... Wow, yeah, she got beat up off of that. But we almost managed to kill her in that phase, which I imagine you can do. It's just kind of hard to pull off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go... Oh. You know what? On second thought, maybe I'm not. Let's go lockdown. Okay, get rid of that. Then... Right here. Cobalt Scar. That's the one. Then let's have some fun. Let's go for the guidance of the gears. Then I'm just going to spam probing attack as much as I possibly can. We're going to use lockdown. And then I'm going to go for snake slit. And then we're going to finish it with a great split vertical. Oh, she got broken down again? Interesting. So we're... Okay. Alright. I'm understanding. So we have to kill the nanite drones. Otherwise, she's going to keep coming back. Actually, wait a minute. HP cannot drop below 100. Becomes incapacitated once HP drops to 100. No, this is different. Same deal. And here we go. Once again. Oh, almost. We were close. Again! So still 2 turns before they recombine. However, we are not doing nearly enough damage. So we gotta hope that this turn, we're doing enough. Okay, well, we managed to get 2 of them down to spent. So it seems like that's as good as it gets. Okay, so what you got? Colossus Countdown. Will use Neutron Sweep in 0 turns. Mass Domination Single Use Marked. Lower this page's cost by 1. Well, she's already shimmering, so. 20, 40, 34. On hit, inflict 3 knocking. Knocking. Oh, boy. Alright. Then it looks like it's time for the scenery of that day. Since you want to play a game that cannot be won, allow me to follow in your footsteps. I'm gonna go for Upstanding Slash. We are just gonna do everything possible to reduce the damage that we're about to take. Let's... You know what? Buff ourselves up as much as possible. And here we go. still such a freaking cool move, dude. And you know what's funny? It didn't even manage to stagger her. Oh! Did she just take 400? Huh? Why'd you just take 400? What was that? Was that us? Did we do that? Hello? So, what's going on here? I don't think Scener of the Day normally does that much stagger damage, does it? Like, it's a powerful move. It's not that powerful. Also, I'm hearing, like, the bells from, Devourer of Gods. Is that just me? Maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe it's officially happened. I don't know. We're gonna find out. So, we're just about out of resources, but that doesn't mean we're out of the fight just yet. We're gonna go upstanding slash right here. We're gonna go for a... we're just gonna do damage. Then, over here, we're gonna go for guidance of the gears. And smoke armor so that we can restore a little bit of health. And hope that we don't all die. Not off to a very good start in that respect. So I think I see what's happening. Every time she gets staggered, her resistances go down a level. So for example, it was all ineffective, now it's all endured. If we stagger her again, it'll become normal, then it'll become weak. Or fatal, whatever. Okay, alright, I'm understanding. Let's go for a Focus Spirit. Although we are about to lose our power, so a little bit unfortunate in that respect. We're going to try and counter the Giga Cannon. Then we go for Spear, make use of what we got. I'm just going to go for Continuous Battle and not Guidance of the Gears. You know what? Actually, I'm changing my mind. We get a lot more light back if we go double Guidance of the Gears. Sanguine Lupin, because we've already procced our passive. We're going to go for Storming Forth because it's free, and we're probably going to die, but you know what? At least we go out swinging. And it looks like it's time for goodbye. Right here. And mimicry. We use lockdown. Then we go for Cobalt Scar. And then, with what we have left, Obstructing View. And then, honestly, we just kind of hope that it's good enough. And Spear. Go. Untargetable. Unfortunately, Untargetable isn't gonna do a whole lot for us. However... No, I think we're dead. She did get staggered. Oh, if I could have ended it with Scenery of the Day, that would have been legit. Unfortunately, we're not going to be affected by power. So I think we've actually run out of time. Dang. 51 health. We almost did it first try. Oh! Time for the ultimate attack. Here we go. Bullet shower. Strike without hesitation. At the end. Whew. Wow, she only has 1 health off that. Well, hear me out. We end it the only way we know how. With knowledge. Okay, that works too. Kinda anticlimactic. Also, we have Danding again, so, yeah, won't be doing that again. Alright, well, I guess since that's not an option, we'll go for Ecstasy. And then we're just gonna use our 0 mana lockdown. Let's go for Shockwave, Vigilant. Then we can go for Alacritus. Then, because we're gonna swap anyway, may as well get some big damage. Let's go for Hollow Point. Hollow Point here. And then we go for Hollow Point right there. Big damage. Then, I'm gonna manifest Ego because, hey, we may as well. And we will go for Degraded Serum. Then, I'm gonna go for Lockdown. We're gonna do Ranga. Alias. And boom. Okay, then. This is a bad idea. Yeah, that's a bad idea. We should do that. Let's go for Ulterior. And then we will also go for Degraded. Bada boom, bada bing. Here we go. Right back to where we were. But this time, with a twist. Okay, so, the killing ourselves part, completely accidental. Because I was just going to use Rewind. But, yeah, that didn't go completely according to plan. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to end it with Cascada Luminosa. If we can actually do it. Now, we currently have 88 unstable charge, so I don't think it'll be a problem to pull off. Here's the problem. We have to actually be able to pull it off. We can't go for Overcharge Serum W, as good as it would be. So what I'm gonna do, try and... Ugh. Man, we're just gonna take a lot of damage this turn, aren't we? You know what? We'll go Soothing Memory. Then, let's drop an Ending. It has somewhat of a chance to win that. Then, let's drop some Ecstasy. Let's see what we can do. Then, I'm just gonna go for a scenario. Sally, you go for Burden Sins. Actually, you know what? Don't go for Burden Sins. No. So we can't stop that. So, hang on. Let's do Hammer Retaliate and Degraded. And then that should be getting you very, very close to a stun. Okay, then we go for Token, then we go for 9th. Oh yeah, this is gonna be juicy. Considering we were using Ecstasy, only losing by 2 was actually really surprising. Well, there's a pretty good chance that we die here, purely because I was trying so hard to make this unnecessary play happen that I kind of threw. Yeah, so I think we're gonna lose purely because I just was like spamming to try and get the combo. Man, you know what? Well, that's what I get for trying to be tricky, I suppose. Let's use Lockdown. Let's go. You know what? Ending is gonna do a ton of damage again. Then, yeah, just hope it's enough, really. Good lord, by the skin of our teeth! Okay, on this particular run, that would have been over like 3 turns ago, but I just really wanted to get the Cascada Luminosa finisher, but, well, that didn't quite work out. Legit, that last possible turn we could have won. Yikes. Alrighty, and with that, I believe that is going to do it for this episode of the Library of Ruina. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And in the next one, I think we're going to clear up a couple more quote-quote general receptions. And then we are finally going to start whittling down at that 6-hour mod that I keep alluding to, that I can't remember the name of, otherwise I would tell you the name. But we're gonna do it at some point. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.